it won't just be, I'm ignoring this. It will be, your titles are stripped. You are.
We'll see their dukedoms and HRHs formally revoked, according to the Daily Beast, by Prince William, then King William.
We've seen, I guess, pressure over the weekend on Charles to go further anyway. Because, of course, by allowing...
King Charles has drawn the line once and for all. No more bending the rules, and absolutely no royal favoritism allowed.
You know, we've seen Meghan continue to use her HRH despite being ordered not to do so by the late Queen Elizabeth II. And they say that Prince William's own children...
After months of whispers and wild speculation, King Charles has finally made the move everyone believed he'd never have the courage to take. He has officially stripped Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their royal titles. That's right, they're no longer the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, just plain Harry and Meghan now. And inside royal circles, the shock is explosive and impossible to ignore.
Even want Harry at his coronation. I mean, that is extraordinary. That shows you how far things have fallen. I don't think there is a way back. I really don't.
Behind King Charles's shocking decision stands one powerful influence, Prince William. Sources close to the palace reveal this move didn't happen overnight. For months, William has been urging his father to finally put his foot down. To him, Harry and Meghan's nonstop media chaos had turned into a serious royal crisis. Every podcast remark, every Netflix confession wasn't just humiliating, it was slowly destroying the public's trust in the monarchy itself.
If they want to be full-time working royals or lead lives as private citizens. But you know what?
During one heated private meeting, William is said to have told his father, "You can't be king and be afraid of upsetting people who already left the family." It was a painful truth Charles never wanted to confront, but in the end, it was one he couldn't escape.
Never know what's going to happen. Will a divorce change things? Maybe. But remember, Prince William set Harry these very...
For months, tension between father and son has quietly boiled beneath the surface over how to handle the nonstop Sussex drama. While King Charles preferred a softer, more diplomatic approach, Prince William demanded real consequences that would finally stick. He saw Meghan and Harry's actions as intentional, exploiting their royal connections for personal gain while still claiming to be the poor victims of the firm.
William is reportedly planning a major blitz in which he'll strip a series of outer royals of their titles. So what would that mean for Princess Beatrice?
Well, she's married to Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, who's Italian noble.
Sources reveal the final straw came when Meghan was discovered using her Duchess title in new business filings, a direct betrayal of the promise she once made to Queen Elizabeth. William was said to be outraged and humiliated on behalf of the royal family. That was the moment he decided he'd had enough, and the monarchy had to take a stand.
The one for him, Link, that was so personal was Catherine. It was like, do not.
In the end, King Charles may have been the one to put his signature on the papers, but let's be clear, this was William's masterstroke. The future king has finally made his move, proving to everyone that when the time comes, he won't back down from protecting the crown and its legacy.
A Contessa, which probably sounds a bit better, actually. So she could become a Contessa. She could do that. But certainly it's rumoured that William wants to slim down.
While the royal family struggled with the emotional shock, the political gears were already turning behind the scenes. Insiders claim that Parliament had been secretly discussing how to finally handle the escalating title controversy surrounding Prince Andrew, Harry, and Meghan. The monarchy couldn't act without government approval, and ministers were reportedly fed up with the non-stop royal circus, distracting the public from serious national issues that truly mattered.
Life in spare. And what did he do? He came for Catherine. And so there's no going.
One insider close to Westminster described the atmosphere in brutally honest terms, utterly fed up. It's not about feelings anymore, they said. It's about structure, law, and image. They made it clear that the monarchy isn't just a family, it's a national institution watched by the entire world. And when that institution turns into a global punchline, it quickly becomes a headache for Parliament as well.
happen is that they will be left without the title. Some of the suggestions are not just about Andrew and Fergie and their daughters, but also Prince Harry and Meghan, which will obviously be quite distressing for them. That could be effectively a bit of revenge on that sort of side. But that's what happened, and it could be coming within early weeks of King William V is what he would be.
Prince William was said to fully support the creation of a bold new bill, a law designed to strip or restrict royal titles from anyone who no longer serves the crown. And this wasn't just targeting Harry and Meghan. Early discussions reportedly included Prince Andrew and even his daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie. The message behind it all was unmistakable. It was time to clean house once and for all.
Guy, he's not someone you want to mess with. He's not someone you want to cross. And I'm not saying that.
When word of the proposed bill reached King Charles, it became the final spark he couldn't overlook. If he didn't move quickly, Parliament would, and the last thing he wanted was for his reign to begin under a cloud of royal disgrace. So Charles acted swiftly and quietly, wasting not a single moment. By the time the paperwork landed on his desk, the decision was no longer just about royal duty. It had turned into an act of pure political survival.
It was not just from Andrew, but as I say, from Eugenie, Beatrice, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet as well, are the suggestions.
And there are reports at Parliament.
In Montecito, insiders claim the news struck Meghan Markle like a thunderbolt. For years, she had carefully crafted her entire brand around being the Duchess of Sussex, a title that shimmered with prestige, influence, and royal mystique across Hollywood. But now, that title is gone, and everything changes. She's simply Meghan again, and in an industry built entirely on image and perception, that one shift could alter everything she's worked for.
Actually a very kind and caring person, and staff love working for him and are loyal to him. He has all of his former staff members.
According to sources within her inner circle, Meghan was reportedly furious beyond words. She allegedly insisted the palace was singling her out because she's biracial and warned that the move would trigger massive global outrage. But that explosion of support never came. Even major American outlets, once her strongest allies, remained unusually quiet. The narrative had shifted completely, and the wave of sympathy she once enjoyed had suddenly and silently disappeared.
About Prince Andrew's links to Jeffrey Epstein. What can you tell us about this?
Yes, the general rule is this, Gabriella, that questions that cast reflections on the sovereign or the royal family are inadmissible in Parliament.
Behind the scenes, Meghan's team is said to be in full-blown panic mode. Many of her upcoming projects reportedly depended on her Duchess identity, from brand concepts to key marketing strategies. One Hollywood insider summed it up perfectly, saying her title was her brand. And now that it's gone, the shine that once surrounded her image seems to be fading faster than anyone expected.
Very fiery. And Harry had so many chances, and he threw them all away. But the thing that's been most astonishing for me over the past couple of weeks is that Prince Harry is so deluded that he genuinely believes that he can raise his...
Meghan once gave her word to Queen Elizabeth that she would never use her royal title for profit. But after leaving royal life behind, she began trademarking everything in sight, from the TIG to archetypes. Now, that perfectly crafted brand empire is showing cracks. Losing her title isn't just a royal snub, it's turning into a major business disaster that could shake her entire image.
Delightful couple that we all like to talk about. Yes, they are. What has emerged, Bev? You've probably seen this in the papers this morning. They used an image.
The same insiders who once lined up to work with her are now quietly second-guessing their deals. Hollywood can be ruthlessly unforgiving, and without the Duchess title to elevate her image, Meghan's once glittering fairy tale brand appears to be falling apart faster than anyone imagined.
Ever return to the United Kingdom, actually sort of use them as a pawn so that poor King Charles, who is suffering from this terrible...
While Meghan's reaction reportedly flared with anger, Harry's was marked by deep heartbreak. Sources say he took the announcement much harder than anyone expected. To him, those titles weren't just symbols of status, they were pieces of his identity, links to his roots, and reminders of the royal world that shaped his entire life. Losing them felt like losing a part of himself,
has no relationship with 2 out of his 5 grandchildren, and then genuinely.
Friends close to Harry, or rather the former Duke, claim he personally called his father, pleading for just one more chance. He reminded King Charles of Princess Diana's legacy, their unbreakable family bond, and the promise once made to always protect her sons. But even with all the emotion in his voice, Charles stood firm and refused to give in.
This trailer, which has almost become more, this legendary trailer of these photographers.
A global event.
Saying that this is just terrible.
Those close to the king described the call as emotional yet unyielding. Charles reportedly told Harry that his choice wasn't driven by anger, but by his responsibility to the crown itself. "You've made your choices," the king is said to have told him. "Now I must make mine." It was a moment that left everyone realizing the divide between them had become painfully real.
Role. Like Harry has briefed to the left-wing Guardian newspaper that he wants to leave that.
Harry, who has so often spoken about the pain of being the spare, now stands completely on the outside looking in. No royal title, no official place within the monarchy, just a former prince navigating the uncertain and unforgiving world of celebrity life. It's a fall from royal grace that few ever imagined would happen.
In fact, it was taken at a premiere of a Harry Potter movie back in 2005.
So
that's quite a bit. That's a good, what is it now?
Sources say Harry has become quiet and withdrawn ever since the news broke. He may be living under California's warm sun, but his heart still seems tied to Windsor. Losing his royal status feels, to him, like watching the final piece of home fade into the distance. And that kind of heartbreak isn't something Montecito's golden sunshine can ever fix. It's a wound that runs far deeper than anyone expected.
Walk in as like these Californian teenagers at 18 years old.
The timing was anything but random. While the public was still buzzing over Prince Andrew's mild punishment, losing his Duke of York title, but keeping several royal perks, King Charles seized the moment with precision. He made his move deliberately, drawing a clear and powerful line in the sand. His message couldn't be louder or clearer, no more double standards, and absolutely no special treatment for anyone.
And say, "Give me a job, William." It's not going to happen. Now, no one blames these 2 poor children. I mean, I was listening to Maureen Callahan the other day predict that she thinks, eventually these 2 will move as far away from Harry and Meghan.
For years, critics accused King Charles of being far too lenient with his brother. Prince Andrew continued living in comfort, enjoying taxpayer-funded protection and the luxury of royal estates without real consequences. But by moving firmly against Harry and Meghan at the same time, Charles flipped the narrative completely. He made it unmistakably clear to the world that the monarchy's rules aren't flexible. They apply to everyone, no matter their title or bloodline.
A possibility. I mean, if I were them, I would grow up and I'd think, oh my God, like you stole the opportunity for me to live history. You stole the opportunity for me to meet and spend time with the great.
But this daring decision also exposed just how deeply the cracks within the royal family truly go. Insiders say Prince Andrew feels oddly relieved. His quiet withdrawal from the public eye allowed him to fade into the background without much fuss. Harry and Meghan, on the other hand, have always lived in the glare of attention and thrived on being seen. Losing their titles doesn't just take away their status, it snatches away the spotlight. And that's the kind of blow that really hurts.
I think that, that's a small point. You don't actually have to even pick this kind of...
For the monarchy, this was a risky yet absolutely necessary gamble. Those titles had become glaring symbols of hypocrisy, and King Charles's decision tore that illusion apart once and for all. It sent a clear reminder to the world that royal privilege isn't a birthright carved in stone, it's a responsibility that must constantly be earned and upheld.
No intention of allowing Archie and Lilibet back into the fold. At the moment, based on where his head is at, all of their HRH titles will be stripped. So Harry will lose his HRH, Meghan will...
Perhaps the most sensitive outcome of this royal shakeup lies in what it means for Archie and Lilibet. Meghan once declared that their royal titles were a birthright, a mark of their place in history and legacy. But that argument now holds no power at all. By stripping their parents of royal status, King Charles has effectively and quietly closed the door on any royal future for his grandchildren, leaving their titles as nothing more than memories.
Personal vengeance. His hatred for Meghan, and I do not use that word lightly. You know, that's a big word to use. But his hatred for Meghan is...
It's a painful yet inevitable consequence. The Sussex children have never lived in the United Kingdom and have never carried out a single royal duty. Still, Meghan fought passionately for them to keep royal titles, not out of duty, but for image, influence, and recognition. And from the palace's perspective, that was precisely where the real issue started, blurring the line between royal responsibility and personal ambition.
But his complete disgust at his own brother is actually something that probably eats away at him even more.
Royal historians are quick to point out that titles are never guaranteed. They're privileges granted solely by the reigning monarch. And King Charles has made his stance unmistakably clear. You can't walk away from the institution that defines you and still expect to keep reaping its rewards. Loyalty comes before luxury in the royal world. Behind closed doors, quiet fury is said to be spreading through Montecito. Meghan has reportedly told her friends that King Charles has stolen her children's royal legacy. But critics are pushing back hard, arguing that a true legacy isn't something you're born into, it's something earned through duty, loyalty, and service, not claimed through privilege or entitlement.